Yeah, hi Vidya, very good morning. Am I
Hi, good
on?
morning, Rentu.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning. I think
Hi, good
Sundar will be
morning,
not.
all.
Good morning. Yeah, Sundar will be not joining Vidya. We can start the session.
Acha. Oh, great. Thank you. All right. So let's begin with the next topic that is lined up for day two, which is the priority banking proposition. Like we discussed yesterday, all these participants are primarily in the PBRM profile, and this would be the core product that they will have to sell to their customers, which is the priority banking account. It is the premium account of the bank. Yesterday, we have seen the account pyramid, so to say, where different accounts are lined up, and priority banking is one such account which comes with the offering of a dedicated relationship manager. So that is something that we would want to reiterate. Customers who opt for the priority banking account get also a dedicated relationship manager. It is one of the best programs in this segment in the industry because the offerings, what Axis Bank provides under the priority banking proposition, we will have in the slides to come a comparison between peer competition products, and you will find that priority banking has much more to offer as compared to competition banks like ICICI, HDFC, and so on. So today, when we talk about the priority banking proposition, we need to reiterate to the RMs that a lot of banks products are similar across banks. It is how you present your product, how is it that you identify what is it that your customer is looking for, so that you can start with that as a pitch. Because in a product like a priority account, there are, let's say, 30 or 40 odd features of the account. So what is it that you would want to showcase first to the customer is dependent entirely on the profile of the customer. So today, when we talk about the priority account, like we discussed yesterday, this is a account that is targeted to the affluent customer, a customer who is, by profile fits the requirements of the priority banking account. Today, when we talk about a priority proposition, we would want to tell them that this is something that Axis Bank is offering as an extraordinary banking program, where you get not only to live your success, but enjoy the success that you have achieved in life so far. So, best in class banking solutions, the finest life experiences, not just a banking upgrade, but a life upgrade. So, these are what we would want to reiterate. Today, the key features or the elements of the priority banking program in a nutshell would be the finest experiences in life which the customer enjoys through the priority banking program. The first is the complimentary Epicure membership. So basically, priority banking program has coverage in terms of lifestyle, travel, wellness. So it encompasses all these aspects. Today, when we talk about the priority banking program, we would want the customer to experience the finest aspects of his lifestyle, of his travel and wellness needs, as well as enjoy a complimentary Epicure membership. We will be looking at what is the Club Vistara Forex card, the comprehensive health insurance that Axis Bank has to offer, along with the Edge Rewards points. So a lot of things that are there in the priority program. Let's understand these in detail, starting with the complimentary Epicure membership. Now, what priority banking offers to the customer is an opportunity to enjoy a complimentary Epicure membership. So this is something that Axis Bank has tied up with the Taj Selections and Vivanta Hotels, where the customers enjoy a 25% discount on food and beverages, a 20% discount on spa treatments, a 20% discount on stays. However, it is subject to eligibility and they completing certain milestone transactions. So while they are eligible for the Epicure membership, it is subject to them completing certain milestone transactions, and that is what we would want to highlight here. What they are expecting is a minimum of 15 transactions of 5,000 and above on the card of the priority customer, that is the primary card holder. If he does this, then he gets eligible for the complimentary Epicure membership. And this is applicable for all accounts opened in this financial year. So this is an offering for the customer. Anybody who gets onboarded onto the priority program and completes the milestone transactions will be eligible to enjoy these complimentary Epicure membership. What we are trying to highlight here is the customers have a chance to enjoy this finer life experiences through this complimentary Epicure membership. Now, there are certain do's and don'ts in terms of what are the kind of transactions that would be considered eligible to complete your minimum basic milestone transactions. So those are highlighted here. For example, when you do your transactions on your priority debit card, you have to do those 15 transactions on your debit card. Now, minimum 15 transactions have to happen from the primary account holder's debit card, and the customer's transactions, the kind of transactions that would be excluded from the Epicure membership are cash withdrawals, your payments to for insurance, fuel, government utility programs, jewelry, and so on. So basically what they are trying to say is all your retail transactions are eligible. Your transactions like your online shopping, your travel bookings, hotel bookings, any kind of dining or flight bookings, those kind of regular transactions would be allowed. What would not be allowed are your fuel purchase, your insurance payments, any kind of bill payment, cash withdrawals. So those would be the transactions, those will be considered, that would not be considered. So at any point in time, if a customer wants to avail, the customer has the opportunity to avail this. However, there is a timeline within which he needs to do these mandatory or complementary transactions. Now, today, if the customer has to do a transaction, it has to happen within the first quarter of the account opening. So this is what we say are the eligibility norms. Today, when the customer opens an account, immediately following the month, excluding the month of account opening, from the immediate next month, for example, if the account has got opened in April, May, June, July, that would be the eligible period within which the customer has to do these milestone transactions. 15 transactions of minimum transactions of 5,000 and above has to happen immediately in the next 3 months of account opening for him to qualify for Epicure membership. And in that has been explained by way of 3 scenarios. For example, the account opening date, if it is an account opened on April, in the month of April, we will not consider April the month of account opening, but the transactions have to happen immediately in the following 3 successive months. So the campaign duration for eligibility would be May, June, July. The customer also needs to maintain the eligibility of the program, which is the balance criteria here. So depending upon the customer has to maintain the TRV. Only if he maintains the TRV and does the milestone transactions will he be eligible for the Epicure membership. So that is what scenario 1 talks about, where account opened in April, May, June, July are your qualifying months. TRV the customer has maintained. He has done 15 transactions of a minimum value of 5,000 and above through his primary debit card, right? So the priority debit card. In scenario 2, the customer is not eligible because the customer has not done the mandated 15 transactions. He fell short by 3 transactions. He has done only 12 transactions. So while he maintained the TRV, he did those transactions. Because he did not reach the benchmark number of 15, the customer is not eligible for Epicure membership. In scenario 3, the customer's account has got opened next financial year, that is in April next year. So this current membership of Epicure is applicable for all accounts opened in this financial year, not the following financial year. So till we don't get an update from the Axis team, do not promise customers that the Epicure membership is available. Epicure membership as of now, for all practical purposes, is a membership program that is running for this financial year. Any questions?
None from my side. Thank you.
Anju and Shilpa, any questions in understanding the Epicure membership and the qualification criteria?
No, not from my side as well.
All right. So that is one of the benefits that a customer gets when he enrolls into the priority proposition. We also have the Club Vistara Forex card membership, which again is complimentary for the priority customers. So today's priority customer is a customer by profile, someone who's well traveled, who's a frequent traveler. And today, if there's a customer who wants to open an account and wants to, let's say, travel overseas, Axis Bank can provide him with a Club Vistara Forex card, which comes with a completely complimentary. In all the other banks, the Forex cards have a joining fee and issuance fee, which basically here the customer will not have to bear. So there's an issuance fee waiver, which the customer enjoys. And for every transactions that he does on his Forex card, he gets 3 Club Vistara points for every $5 or equivalent spent. The customer can load up to 16 currencies on a single card. And that is something that is very, very handy. So irrespective of your travel destination or the currency, you don't have to carry multiple currencies and multiple cards. You have a card which can load up to 16 currencies. And today, if you load over 2,500 US dollar equivalent, you also get a 500 rupee food and beverage voucher, which is complimentary. Again, the offer runs for this financial year. So that is what we would want to talk about. The currency is as per the customer's choice. The customer also gets a preferential pricing while he is loading the card. So there is a pricing preferential also which the customer enjoys when he is availing Forex as a priority customer. 15 paisa benefit on loading at branch as compared to the card rate. The customer gets a 15 paisa benefit if he is doing the transaction manually through the branch, or a 30 paisa benefit if he is doing it through the digital mode. So at every time, the Axis Bank is wanting customers to opt for digital journeys, and these are some ways in which they are promoting the digital journey for the customer. A 15 paisa preferential as against a 30 paisa preferential if the customer does it himself through internet banking, mobile banking, is something that would work well for a priority customer, especially because these are customers who frequently travel. So today, that is another additional advantage that the customer gets in terms of the Club Vistara Forex card. Some do's and don'ts in terms of the Club Vistara Forex card. Again, this is information good to know. Today, if the customer avails of a Forex card, the customer can apply for the card through the branch. He can apply for the card through the internet banking channel. If it is being done by the branch, then the issuance fees has to be made into zero. So it's not a system driven this. They will have to manually do it. And that again gets taken care by the branch team, the service RM team. They can do it themselves while they are loading the details for the customer. The documentation and all these will be covered when we do the Forex session. So there's a remittance session that happens as a part of the training program. So what are the do's and don'ts, the documents that need to be collected, all will be handled at that point in time. But this is just for reference that the customers enjoy the benefits of a Club Vistara Forex card with the priority proposition. Now, we also have a complimentary health insurance from Aditya Birla as a priority program. So here what happens is Aditya Birla has tied up with Axis Bank and has curated a health insurance plan for Axis Bank customers. And here the Axis Bank customers can be insured up to 1 crore sum at attractive premiums and comprehensive covers. So today what happens is if a customer, and all of us have gone through the pandemic, we know how important a health insurance cover is for your customer. If you were to do a comparison between the health insurance plan, what Aditya Birla has brought in as a part of this health insurance cover is again much more what competition has to offer at these competitive premiums that they are offering. And this is specifically offers availed only to Axis Bank customers. So that is something that we can speak to them. So any of your customer who wants a health insurance cover can definitely go in for an Aditya Birla health insurance plan. And here again, there are added benefits which the customers can enjoy. Some of the key features of the Aditya Birla health insurance plan is what they have highlighted here. like a pre and post hospitalization cover, no capping on the room rent, ICU or specific diseases. You also can, have a waiver up to 30% on your premium, a discounted premium over and above. Any which ways, these are competitive premiums that are being lined up for Axis Bank customers. But over and above, you can take an additional 30% off if you were to download the Aditya Birla Health app, which is Health Returns. And if you stay active and you follow the app and follow the required number of steps per day for the time of the plan, you get a discount on premium as well. So the terms and conditions further can be explained when we do the Aditya Birla insurance coverage, when the session is on for that. Some highlights of the Aditya Birla Health Pro Infinity plan is what is highlighted here, be it in terms of the cashless cover. So the wide range of hospitals that Aditya Birla has tied up for the Health Pro Infinity. 8,000 plus network hospitals, the capping, there's no capping on the room rent, or 527 daycare procedures being covered as a part of this plan. Today, those who have been selling health insurance, you will find that a lot of companies offer these plans, but there are a lot of exclusions and inclusions and all that. So today, when we talk about 527 daycare procedures, that's a substantial number. Again, the opportunity to get a premium discount or on a discount on the premiums, additional discount on premiums, depending upon you being active, you taking care of your health. The coverage of the Health Pro Infinity is in the range of 50 lakhs, 75 lakhs, and 1 crore. The customer is free to choose which of these coverage that he would want to go in for. We are also providing health assessments and 2 fitness assessments for the customer per year. And this again is complimentary. So as a policy, as a plan, this is quite an optimum plan that we can offer. Today, health basically covers all your primary, ailments like your heart, cancer, diabetic complications, or maybe your joint or knee replacements. All these kind of coverages are available in the Health Pro Infinity. And that is what we would want to highlight to our customers, that they get eligible for a very competitive health insurance cover if they join the priority program. Yeah, any questions?
Vidya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to know regarding the Vistara Forex card. There we can, as the slide was saying, that we can apply only at the branch, but the reloading can happen on internet mobile banking. Just wanted
Yes,
the
the reloading can happen at through internet banking, mobile banking. The customer can also apply for it online, but it'll take time.
But
It'll
here
take
the
time for the customer.
slide says only at the branch.
That happens because you have to have the waiver. The waiver that happens, the pricing waiver, that needs to be manually made into 0.
Okay.
So that is the reason we would say that the customer can give the application to the branch so that the customer does not bear the cost.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So Shashwati, just to explain that, so when I apply for a card with the Vistara card, okay, the first time when I apply for it, I have to manually through Unidesk apply for waiver of those charges.
Right.
Once that I've got that waiver, then whenever you want to upload the currency, there will be no charges.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Others? Any questions?
No, Vidya.
Okay. So moving on, we have the other features of the priority proposition, which is the Edge Reward points. A lot of banks offer these reward points on the basis of the transactions done on your debit cards, on your credit cards. But Axis is one bank where you can have a consolidation of both debit and credit card points together. Generally what we find is credit card point structure is there, but you don't get any kind of points maybe on your debit card. Depending upon bank to bank, it differs, and the points do not get clubbed. However, in Axis Bank, you have the advantage of doing transactions either on your debit card and credit card and get these edge reward points which are pooled together. Now, we have something called as the edge reward point milestone benefits for the transactions that you do on your debit and credit card. Now, here the customer can earn up to 2,000 per quarter provided he reaches those milestone transactions. And this again is subject to the customer completing a set number of transactions. So today, if you want to earn up to 2,000 per quarter, basis the transactions that you do on your card, these are the conditions. The minimum 10 transactions has to be completed by the customer in a quarter. And this quarter is after the account opening quarter. So any quarter post the account opening quarter, we will consider to check whether the customer has done these milestone transactions. Now, the edge points which the customer gets, it is basically an opportunity to maximize your rewards. So today, if the customer does transactions and maintains the balances in his priority account, the kind of points that he earns varies. For example, if I've opened a priority account and maintained an average quarterly balance, which is in the range of 2 to 3 lakhs, I get edge points worth 250. If it is in the range of 3 to 5 lakhs, I am eligible for 750 edge points. And if it's greater than 5 lakhs, then edge points would be worth rupees 2,000. So this is what we are trying to highlight. Open the account with us, do transactions through us, and you get an opportunity to maximize your reward points as well. Now, today, the customers who are mapped to the priority RM will be a set of ETB customers, will be a set of NTB customers. So what we are highlighting here is, anyway, for the ETB customers, the opportunity to earn these milestone points was in the first quarter of the year. But for the new accounts that you open, that is the NTB customers that we are going to talk about now, the benefits of edge reward points, that is earning those 2,000 per quarter, happens from the successive quarter that the account has got opened. So for example, the customer, if he opens the account in the quarter, that is April, May, in this current quarter, Jan, Feb, March, then the following quarter would be the quarter where we will be checking if he has done those milestone 10 transactions. Now, as long as those transactions have happened and the customer has maintained the TRV that is expected in the account, the customer can have the opportunity to earn those 2,000 per quarter edge reward points. This again is a healthy and an easy benefit for the customer, because if you are opening the account and using the account actively to do your transactions, the customer will be doing the transactions, and by default he gets an opportunity to earn those 2,000 per quarter through edge reward points. However, like in the previous case of complimentary Epicure membership, there are certain transactions which will not be counted for your milestone transactions, and that is what we are wanting to reiterate to the RM, so that he in turn can emphasize it to the customer. What are the transactions that will be considered for edge reward points, and which are the transactions which would be excluded? Just to give you an idea, the customer gets 1 point for 200 rupees spent for domestic transactions, and 3 points per 200 for international transactions. So that is the point structure that the customer earns on his spends. The eligibility criteria in terms of the exclusions remain the same like we saw in the Epicure membership. Any kind of utility bill payment, fuel surcharge, cash withdrawals. So those kind of transactions are excluded. What are valid transactions are your routine regular transactions like your online purchases, your travel bookings, flight bookings, dining, or every time you use your POS card transactions for any kind of purchase. Those transactions would be your eligible transactions. So if you are using your priority debit card, or for that matter, your priority credit card, and doing transactions actively using the priority account, this is one added feature in the form of complimentary edge rewards that come your way. Now, the points that you earn on Edge Rewards can be redeemed as per your choice again in the Edge Rewards program portal, where you can choose how you want to redeem these points, and like how we see it in other competition banks and how we redeem our credit card points, you can choose whether you want to buy a product, whether you want to use it for some kind of offers towards travel, wellness, so on and so forth. So those can be chosen by the customer and can be used by the customer in the manner that he or she chooses fit. So that is the Edge reward points that come with the spends that you do on your debit and credit cards. Today, when we talk about the Edge rewards, we also would want to highlight about Grab Deals. Grab Deals is a shopping portal of Axis Bank. Now here, all you need to do is register yourself using the priority debit card and do your transactions, your online shopping. So here what happens is it is just a platform to access all your other shopping portals like Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon. So rather than going directly to the shopping portal, and all our customers are doing a lot of their transactions online, what we want you to do is register onto GrabDeal, use the GrabDeal platform to access these shopping sites and then do your transactions, because here you get added discounts because you're using the GrabDeals platform. So that is what we would want to talk about, where the customer enjoys further discounts because he has partnered with a bank like Axis Bank. So a GrabDeal platform for additional discounts on shopping is what we would recommend. Do your shopping, do all these things through our portal, and you will be eligible for better discounts and better reward points as well. So that is the Grab Deals that we would want to highlight in terms of your shopping platform. Any questions?
Vidya, I have a doubt.
Yeah, Anju.
Last two slides.
The previous slide?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, so my doubt is if you can take us to that slide only. It is
Which one? This one or previous one?
Last two slide, either of the two. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like this, 10 transactions amounting, 2,000 rupees. The total transaction value should be 2,000 rupees. Or it is the 2,000 rupees cashback benefit that is given on the online
The
shopping.
customer gets 2,000 rupees per quarter. That is the maximum he can earn per quarter.
It
So
is
if you,
cashback.
he gets points, edge points, worth rupees 2,000.
Worth rupees.
So today he will get edge points credited onto his rewards program, worth which is rupees 2,000 rupees.
Okay, so
But every spend, the milestone transaction that he spends has to be for a value of 2,000 and above. So today, if I'm ordering, let's say food online, right? So I'm using Zomato or Swiggy to order food, but the bill is coming only up to 1,000 rupees. It would not qualify. But let's say I call for food and the bill is coming to 2,200. That single transaction will be considered as a milestone transaction for the purpose of getting edge reward points. So the 2,000 rupees here is the qualifying amount for your transaction, and the amount that you get as points would be equivalent to 2,000 rupees if you keep balances of 5 lakh and above in your priority account. So there are two aspects to you earning those edge points worth rupees 2,000.
Okay, so 10 transactions of
You have
rupees
to do
2,000 each. Plus
2,000 and above. Yeah.
AQP maintenance. Okay, these two criteria should be fulfilled to be eligible for that rupees 2,000 worth edge points.
That is the maximum award. So let's say if I keep only 2 lakhs in my priority account and I do the milestone 10 transaction, I'll not get 2,000, but I'll get 250 edge rewards complimentary. Understood?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That means anyone who has an AQB of less than 2 lakhs will not be eligible. Even if they do those milestone 10 transactions, will not be eligible for any points.
Yeah, because any which ways, this is a customer who's not maintaining the priority proposition. The priority program requires you to maintain a balance of 2 lakh and above.
Yeah.
So why would we want to? So these are benefits that are coming to the customer because they are connected and they are doing things as expected by the bank. Not only are they actively using their account, they are also doing their transactions through their priority debit card, credit cards that are offered. So as a benefit, we would want to reward the customers for actively using our accounts.
Right, thanks. And the next slide, we just go to the next slide. No, next one. Later, not the prior. Yeah, what are all these numbers and all that beside these?
That is only for reference. Those are the debit card numbers which are there. It is technical, need not be looked into for the customer. For the RM point of view, all we need to do is tell the RM that the customer needs to use the priority debit card that has been issued.
Okay.
These are the series of debit cards, back-end numbers that are tracked, for which are the cards that have been issued and what are the transaction codes that are there. But that is back-end. You don't have to get into the technical details.
Right.
Vidya, what could be education? Is it paying fees online, which is
Yes.
not to be considered?
Yes. So any kind of fee payment, utility bill payment, those kind of transactions will not be considered.
Okay. Thank you.
So your spending transactions are what will be considered. Your grocery spend, your shopping spends, so on and so forth. Your retail transactions, your transactions of those kinds are what we are recommending the cardholder to do.
Cleverly designed product.
All right, we move ahead.
Yes.
Yes,
All
please.
right. So this is the privilege credit card that we are again talking about, which comes complimentary for the customer who is a priority customer. And here again, certain added benefits. So not only is the customer getting a complimentary privilege credit card, the credit card which otherwise has fees, as you would know, all credit cards come with a joining fees, but here the joining fee waiver is available for a priority customer. Also, the moment he gets the card, there is a benefit of 6,250 edge reward points that come his way. All he needs to do to claim this 6,250 edge reward points is make sure that he does a minimum of 3 transactions of 200 and above using the privilege credit card within 90 days of card issuance. What we are trying to highlight here is, yes, you will get these benefits, but you also need to start using the card. So what we recommend is let the customer do a minimum of 3 transactions, which is valuing 200 and above within the first 90 days of card issuance, and you will get these joining benefits of 6,250 edge reward points, right? So this is something that the customer can enjoy. Over and above that, the privilege credit card allows him access to domestic airport lounge, which is 2 per quarter. And on spends of 2,50,000 annually, the customer can make sure that he doubles the reward points that he gets, which is up to 5,000 edge reward points he can get if he has done a spend of 2.5 lakhs in a year. So those are the benefits that the customer gets. He gets a joining benefit, he gets an activation benefit, his spends, he gets twice the reward points if he has spent an annual of 2.5 lakhs using the privilege credit card. So these are the benefits on the privilege credit card. There are added benefits which we will be covering in the credit card sessions to come. So this is just a highlight where the customer not only is getting complimentary airport lounge access, he is also getting discounts, various types of discounts. So just to give you an idea, he gets discounts on Book My Show, he gets discount on his dining out, on his spends on the credit card. But those in detail will be covered in the credit card session. But just to give you an overview, the customer gets a complimentary privilege credit card. Or talking about the priority debit card, here again, the customer has complimentary airport lounge access. That is 8 complimentary airport lounge access in a year. So that is 2 in a quarter. 25% discount again on Book My Show. Milestone benefits, like I said, for every spend that he does on the debit card, credit card, he has those edge reward points benefit that comes his way. And 20% discount on dining as well. So these are some of the offerings which we are giving to the customer, completely complimentary, just because he's a part of the priority program. In terms of the features of the debit card that comes with the account, these are what we would want to talk about, where the customer can do a withdrawal of 1 lakh per day. That's the limit on the card for a cash withdrawal. If the customer wants to do a POS transaction, the limit is 5 lakhs. So he has superior transaction limits on the priority debit card. There is no joining fees. There is no annual fees for the customer. So as long as he is a priority customer, the customer enjoys a free debit card. There are 200 rupees as charges that would be taken from the customer if he loses the card or if there is a reissue that is required, but otherwise, a completely complimentary debit card. Over and above that, he also has a purchase protection of 50,000, a personal accident insurance cover of 10 lakhs. There's an air accident cover of 1 crore that is available. But all these bases are subject to the card being actively used by the customer, and the air accident cover would be if the flight ticket is booked using the priority debit card. So as far as the customer uses the priority account and the offerings from the priority account, the customer keeps getting rewarded in some way or the other by the bank. That is the message that we would want to talk about. Today, if the customer, for a non-customer, if the customer wants to go in for a priority debit card, a regular person ends up paying 750 rupees, which is now being offered completely complimentary to a priority customer because he's a part of the priority program. You can also benefit by personalizing your debit card. A lot of times customers want the facility of, having their family photos or a favorite picture on your debit card. So if that is the requirement of your priority customer, we can also do that for you. That is the personalization aspect that is available. So we have Access has a gallery in which you can pick and choose your picture. If you want to have something of your own, of your choice, that personalization and customization is also available. All the customer needs to do is pay 250 plus GSTS charges and get the picture of his choice. There is an exclusive category, which again, if he wants to pick up a picture from that set, then he will have to pay slightly higher charges. So today, a priority customer can also choose the design on his debit card, and that is what we talk about in the My Design feature. So the customer can personalize his debit card. We also have added benefits on the debit card like an EMI feature. So today, basis the eligibility, and this eligibility is decided by the system. Basis the scores, basis the transactions that a customer does. The customer's purchases can be converted into an easy EMI feature. All the customer needs to do is send an SMS to DCEMI and put the last 4 digits of his debit card number and send that SMS to 561611600, and automatically he will get a message in terms of what is the loan amount eligibility, and the customer, if interested, can go in for an EMI feature on his debit card as well. The tenure and the rate of interest is what is highlighted on the table here. This again is subject to the interest of the customer. If the customer wants to go in for it, we are also offering that on the debit card. This again is available only at select outlets and at select online platforms, but an offering is available for the customer. So loan amounts up from 5,000 to 1 lakh is available for the customer to convert into an EMI, and the options in terms of the tenure have highlighted or have been highlighted on the slide. 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24. But the latest updates, like we say, can be seen in terms of where it is available, which are the merchant outlets, which are the retail portals where you can do. So those added information is available on the website. But this again is something easy information for the customer to have, because a lot of times we do these spends and we look for these offerings. Is there a possibility to convert our purchase into an EMI? If so, then the answer is yes, we can do it. All you need to do is send an SMS and find out what is the loan amount that you are eligible for, and you can choose your tenure, whatever is the tenure that you go in for. Today, as a part of the EMI feature, like I said, available on merchant outlets as well as on the e-commerce platforms. If the customer is at a merchant outlet, he needs to sign off and hand across the charge slip, accepting the terms and conditions to the merchant. If it's an online transaction he is done, he accepts and he clicks on the accepting terms and conditions tab, and immediately the transaction can be converted into an EMI purchase transaction on both physical purchase or on the e-commerce platforms. So that is as far the debit card features go, over and above whatever we have covered so far. So this again are questions that may come up in case if a customer is doing his transactions online or wants to do an EMI transaction, and we can share this information with the customer. We also talked yesterday about how in the KRA your yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Regarding when you talked about airport lounge access, BookMyShow, etc., when we're talking about a year, is it a calendar year or the financial year?
This is a financial year.
Okay. So it's all, whenever we're talking about a year, it's a financial year. Okay, right. And another second question was that when we're talking of this EMI facility is being offered by Axis Bank or the merchant outlet? Because this, I just got a little confused because the earlier slide.
This is an offering by the Axis Bank on the debit card that the customer is using.
Yeah, but then in the earlier slide, if we could just go to the earlier slide. Just the previous slide. Yeah. No, this one. Sorry, the next one.
This one?
No, the next one.
The next one. Okay. Yeah.
So here I'm saying the customer visits the merchant outlets where the offer is available and selects the product or item. So the merchant is basically giving that offer. So it's a tie-up between Axis and the merchant, where the merchant is giving an offer based on the priority debit card. Is it like that?
Correct. Okay. And that's the reason we are asking the customer to go through all those merchants which are available on the website, no? Which city, which merchant is giving that offering. Similarly, even on the platforms, this offerings, which shopping platforms you can convert your purchase into an EMI is also listed there. Right. So the list is exhaustive.
Explain it to you, Shashwati. Like they have a tie-up with Sony. Okay. Now, the big Sony outlets in, let's say, in my town in Panjim, they have got the Axis machine over there. So I take my Axis card, go to the Sony outlet, and I swipe it over there. Only on the Axis merchant this thing. It's not on the normal other this thing. And there itself it throws an output. Do you want to convert this into an EMI of 3, 6, 9 months? You just say yes, and it is done.
Oh, okay. So the POS machine also has to be Axis POS machine.
Axis machines.
Okay, right.
So they have a tie-up with Sony. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah. Okay, right. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Vidya.
All right. Yeah. So this is the business solutions that we are offering on the priority program. We would want, like we saw in the KRAs yesterday, the participants to be very clear that they can offer current account proposition also to their priority customers. We would want to have the entire liability book of the customer, including both SA and CA relationship. So what is it that we are offering on the CA piece is what we are highlighting here. Today, the customer can pick and choose what is the type of current account that he wants to have with Axis Bank. And that account can be grouped as a part of the priority grouping of the customer. And the customer then gets the benefit of flexibility of balances. Today, when we talk about the priority proposition, the customer can enjoy the priority proposition in multiple ways. And one such way is using the current account. Because today, if you were to do a comparison and if you were to look out on the different offerings of current account offered by competition banks, one of the pain areas which customers usually complain about is the charges that they end up paying the bank for any kind of non-maintenance of balances in a particular quarter and so on. Here, just by becoming a part of the priority program, the customer has the flexibility. The customer doesn't have to pay any non-maintenance charges. That is one. Second, the balance maintenance that we are expecting that the customer to maintain, the customer has the flexibility to choose how he maintains this balance, whether he wants to keep balances in his savings account, whether he wants to put the balances in his current account. So that kind of flexibility is something that we would want the customers to appreciate. Over and above that, whatever are the demands of a current account customer, be it in terms of transaction limits, be it in terms of solutions of internet banking, mobile banking, tracking, maintaining his account, or for that matter, facilities like a swap machine or CMS services, or requirements like a cash credit, term loan, so on and so forth. All those are also come handy for the customer. So for a customer, it becomes very easy because I have a dedicated relationship manager who is not only managing my savings account, but also my current account. And whatever are my requirements in terms of current account are also being met by Axis. So those are solutions that we would want. We also would want to talk about, that for each of these topics, there would be detailed discussions as and when we as we come into the module, the study module for current accounts. For example, we are having a dedicated session on current account, but this is just an overview session where we would want to emphasize to the RM that today, if you're meeting up with a customer who's a businessman, runs his own business, we have offerings even as a part of the priority program. And those are the list of the scheme codes, the current account scheme codes that are eligible to be grouped into the priority program, and the customer can pick and choose. All we need to have is the savings account relationship also of the customer. It can't be a standalone current account. The current account needs to be grouped into the priority family. Yesterday in the KRAs, we also saw that the customer, that the RM will get 100% credit if he does end-to-end account opening and if he is the LC. Otherwise, you have you get only 50% of point credit if you pass on the lead to the current account team and they open the account for you. But the opportunity for sourcing the scope or the gamut of customers from the RM point of view increases. Today, when I am looking for whom to onboard into the priority program, when I know that I can also onboard current account customers and they can be included into the priority program, my opportunities multiplies. And because I'm onboarding current account customers, my cross-sell opportunities also multiply, because these are customers who are looking for trade solutions. These are customers who are looking for loans. So all my other aspects of the KRA also can be easily met if I can onboard some good current account customers onto my portfolio. So today, when we talk about current account, we would want to make sure that the savings account is important. The current account is grouped as a part of the entire relationship. So the grouping is important. For current account, all constitutions are available, like your savings account, like your individuals, your proprietorship, your partnership firm, so on and so forth. We would want the customer to have both the savings and current account with us. Today, we identify the priority customer, especially in case of current account, through by the terminology key. What's that key? I'm forgetting. KMP is what they are called.
Key management personnel.
Key management person. Yeah, thank you, Vivek. So key management person is the person who will be. So today, for example, what we are saying is, let's say you are speaking to someone who's holding a partnership firm and there are 4 partners. It is not mandated that, you need to have all partners savings account, priority account in the priority proposition. Even if one partner has a priority account, we can onboard the current account. And that is what we would want to highlight here. So the customer may be a director in a company, maybe a partner, maybe a sole proprietor. The opportunity is there to onboard this current account constitution as a part of your priority program. So that is what we would want RMs to remember and, have these conversations with the customer. Today, we also saw in the KRA that how liability is a key focus area, that is balances. And any person who's been a banker will be able to tell you that, balances in current accounts are at any given point a minimum of at least 4 times or 5 times the balances that you see in a savings account. So if you have onboarded a current account into the priority program, you will have benefits even on that front in terms of the balances that you maintain. In terms of sourcing, your area increases because you have a wider kind of segment of customers that you can reach out to. So those are the benefits that the customer enjoys. To reiterate, flexibility in balances, no balance maintenance, enjoying all the benefits of the priority proposition just because you have a current account as well. And then you get preferential pricing as well. So every transaction that you do on your debit card, credit card, your spends, or for that matter, even in your borrowings from the bank, like loans and everything, you get preferential pricing. So having a current account mapped into the priority program makes sense that way as well. Questions?
Yeah. Sorry. Vidya, my question is, when we are talking about grouping, it is grouping in the family ID, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yesterday we talked about grouping. So today the customer can hold a savings account also as a part of the priority group, can also include a current account in that group.
Yeah. And he need to satisfy this condition that he should be a member of the family and also has to be a part, has to be
He
a
has
KF
to be a
in the
key,
current
he has to be a
account.
key member in the current account as well. So today, for example, if I am unrelated to, or if I'm not a signatory to the current account, then I will not be able to include that current account into the program. For example, if I'm a proprietor, for example, let's take a constitution like a sole proprietor. So I have to be a sole proprietor to include that account into the priority program. Right? I have to be one of the partners to include my current account into the priority program. If I am a private limited company, I have to be one of the directors to get that account included.
Yes.
So I have to be a key person in the current account for the current account to be included and grouped into the priority program.
Got it.
Vidya?
Yeah, go ahead.
Two questions. One is that existing current accounts, they can be grouped under this priority relationship.
Existing current accounts.
I have, I have opened the new priority savings account. I already have a current account from before.
Yeah.
So I already have a proprietorship. I had a current account only before. Now I have opened a savings account under the priority proposition. Can I group my existing proprietorship account into this?
Yes, you can. Because you are the key person in the current account and you are a part of the priority customer, you are a part of the priority proposition, any account that you hold with us can be grouped into it. Okay, so it can be an individual account, it can be a current account, you can group it. But grouping ke liye wo form bharna padega. That this is,
that's one. Thank you. The second is in the first line of the slide, it says the scheme code of primary member should be the highest among all the member accounts. Couldn't understand this.
So this is in terms of, let's say, I have multiple current accounts. So my wife is having a current account, my husband is having a current account, and we are all members of the priority program. So today, the identification of the priority family is by the person who is the primary member of the family, right? So let's say the husband is the primary member. So I can include the current account of the husband as the person because he is the key person and he is the primary member in that family group.
Okay.
Understood?
So I can't, so if my wife has a current account, suppose a sole proprietorship,
it would be better that she has another family group that is created and she is the primary member so that we can onboard her account as well. So the family IDs become important because the scheme code of the primary member should be the highest.
I just want to repeat maybe I've not understood it correct. Suppose let's assume that there is a savings account in the name of customer A, okay, the husband. And there is a savings account in the name of customer B, who's the wife. Okay. And both of them are clubbed under one family ID.
Yes.
Okay. Now the husband has a proprietorship account, the wife has a proprietorship account. So both these can be clubbed under this family ID?
Both these can be clubbed.
So in this case, what is the meaning? The scheme code of primary member should be the highest among all the member accounts.
So today what we are trying to say is the customer who is holding the current account, that person should be eligible to get the current account onboarded into the priority program. So when we are talking about a family grouping, there is a primary member and there are affiliated members. So the primary members current account can be included into the group. Today we have the opportunity to create multiple family IDs as well. Right. So today, if it's only husband and wife, it might be a little bit of a Vivek, any thoughts here? How do we handle this situation?
Okay, let me explain to you. Let's say I and my wife are two entities who are holding an account in Axis Bank. I maintain an average balance of 1 lakh rupees and she maintains an average balance of 2 lakh rupees. So who should be the primary or the family owner of the family ID? So it can be she, because she holds highest account balance. So she becomes the owner of the family banking. So that's how it works. And now coming to like, we both are into business and we are both entrepreneurs. And we have two separate businesses running and two separate accounts with us. So yes, we can bring it under the wife's what you call family ID.
And what
Yes,
happens if they had a joint account? Suppose I have a joint account with my husband and I'm maintaining more than 2 lakhs rupees in that. Okay, A and B.
So
Yeah.
when you are having a joint account, who is the primary account holder would be the owner of the family ID.
The first holder?
The first holder, obviously.
The first holder.
The first question that you asked, could you repeat that question? Because I think I missed out in between. The first question, this was question number 2 you asked. What was your question number 1?
So my question was that suppose a husband has a savings account, wife has a savings account, okay? And both of them are clubbed under one family ID.
Okay.
Okay. And both of them, let's assume, are maintaining 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs.
Okay.
Okay.
One thing. Yeah, just stop. Both of them, okay, husband is having an account, wife has an account. They were having, who became the priority banker first? Who became?
So it could be A and B and A have their two accounts, and I have to choose then who is the primary member in that case.
Yeah, because see, if I have become the priority banking customer first, and now I'm bringing my spouse into it, I will be. I have to sign a document saying is that please add so and so my wife as or my spouse as an account holder. So I'm allowing him to become a part of my grouping.
No, but A and B can have I can have a joint account with my wife, husband, right?
Correct.
My first account could be a joint account, may not be a single account.
Okay. So there the primary account holder would be the family ID owner, right? He has to sign that.
So the first account holder,
The primary,
holder.
Yeah.
And then if I have a separate proprietorship account and my husband has a separate proprietorship account or a private limited, a partnership, whatever, both these accounts where I am the KMP in my current account and my husband is a KMP in his business, both these can be clubbed under the same family ID.
Can be added. So there's a whole process of how to add it and whose approvals are required. There's a separate process to it, which will be coming down the slides.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So just FYI, the current account piece is being handled by Axis for this training session. For this particular program, we will be the training on the current account piece will be handled by them. That's what we've been given to understand. All right. So moving on, certain added benefits as a part of the priority program. One is the family banking benefits. Here, what we are saying is up to 5 additional family members can be onboarded into the family banking program, that is the priority banking. So all these 5 additional members can have their accounts. And yesterday in the KRA, we saw how the family members can be included with a reduced account opening check of 50,000. So with an IP as small as 50,000, they can be onboarded as into the family banking program. And once they are a part of the priority family, they enjoy all the benefits of the priority proposition, how a primary holder would enjoy. So that is something about the family banking fees. Again, all these we are looking into in added detail, be it the family banking program. So let's start with the family banking fees first. So today, anybody who's holding a priority account can also onboard his immediate family members as family under the family banking program. And the relationships that can be included into the family banking program are highlighted here. Father, son, daughter, son's wife, daughter's husband, brother, sister are all relationships. So up to an additional 5 members can be onboarded into the family. Like I said, you can have multiple family IDs as well. So husband with his set of parents, or maybe wife with her set of parents, can all be they are affiliated family members, can all join the family banking program and enjoy the benefits of priority proposition. Today, if the customer has a family banking program, the benefits of the priority program gets extended to the family members as well. And that is something that they would appreciate, because balances then have to be maintained. So the customer doesn't have the pressure to maintain additional balances for the family members that have been onboarded. The entire proposition and the balance maintenance is flexible for the customer. He can maintain it in his own account, or maybe across the group of family banking accounts that he has. So today, each family, you can have a maximum up to 6 members, including the primary member under the family banking program. There are certain exclusions. For example, the digital accounts, the basic savings account, the small savings account, etc., can't be converted into the priority program. But let's say the customer's family members are existing account holders with Axis Bank under some other scheme code. What we will be doing is, if they want to get included into the priority program, we will upgrade their scheme codes to the priority scheme code, so that they get included as a part of the family and enjoy the benefits of the priority program as well. So this extends not only to the new members whose accounts are getting opened, but even, let's say, if there's an existing family member who holds an account in Axis, they also can be grouped under the family banking program. That is something that the customers can enjoy. Yani, not only do they enjoy the benefits of priority, but their family members also enjoy the benefits of the priority or the family banking program. Any questions here?
Okay with me.
All right. So as a part of priority banking, we also have the service promise that we have. One of the issues which customers face with the bank is that they face problems when they have any kind of service requirement with the bank. Here, what we are saying is, as a part of the priority proposition, we will also promise you a service delivery. And in terms of select service requests, we are confirming to the customer that we will follow a TAT of T plus 24 hours. T plus 24-hour service delivery promise is what we assure our customers who are a part of the priority program. And these are some of the service requests that have been listed. So under the liability side and as well as under the asset side, there are certain select service requests which we confirm that we will be able to resolve for you within 24 hours. So the list of service requests under the retail side is what is highlighted here: an address change, a dormant account activation, an account freeze, addition or a linking of family ID to account, so on and so forth. So that is what we would want to talk about, where the customer is also assured of speedier and faster services because he is a priority member. We also have a similar promise on the asset side. So today, if the customer has any kind of requirement on the asset piece, which could be a requirement for a statement, or maybe a revalidation of a draft, some closures, or enhancement of drawing power, change in drawing power, reversal of charges, so on and so forth. So for these select requests, on the asset side, we give the customer a T plus 48 hours promise. This obviously means that, you know, the bank holidays will not be counted, but otherwise T plus 24 and T plus 48 hours promise on select service requests is what the customers enjoy. Yeah, questions?
He can give all these requests over internet banking and mobile banking also, right? Most
Yes.
of them.
Yes. So today we have around 400 or 350 odd processes that have been migrated onto the online platforms, and the number keeps increasing by the day. So going forward, practically any and everything that the customer wants, that is the agenda here, that we migrate everything to the online platforms. If
Right.
not, the customer also has a dedicated relationship manager who will handle his
Right.
service requests. So that is whether it's the online mode, whether it's the physical mode. These are the promises of service delivery that we are confirming to the customer upfront on both asset and the liability side.
What is this FIN one? Request a statement of account by email, FinOn or FinOn.
So FinOne is the portal that they use for retail assets. So how we have Finacle.
Okay, okay.
So those are the
Thanks.
softwares. So today, if the customer wants, we can offer those service request closures within T plus 48 hours. All right. So this is the eligibility criteria, how a customer can be onboarded onto the priority program. So there are different options here, alternatives here, which the customer can choose from how he wants to maintain. He can either maintain an AQB of 2 lakhs in his savings account or 4 lakhs if it is across savings and current account. He also has the option of maintaining 15 lakhs if it is across savings, current, term deposits, and mutual funds, and a TRV of 50 lakhs if it is inclusive of his demat holdings, savings, current account, term deposits, mutual funds. So sometimes you might have concerns that, you know, why should I block money in my account? If that is the case, then the customer has options to, you know, use a TRV of 15 lakhs, maybe in his fixed deposits or maybe mutual fund holdings, or maybe inclusive of his demat holdings. So those are alternatives which the customer can choose, and however he wants to come on board into the priority program, options are available, and all we need to do is understand that this is the eligibility that he would have to maintain in his priority account, either by way of an AQB in the account, the savings account and current account, or alternatively as a TRV with respect to the investments that he has made. So options available. We also have salary account holders as a part of the priority program. So any customer who's holding or getting a net salary credit of 1 lakh and above can also join the priority proposition. So a lot of our RMs will have salary account holders in their portfolio, and these are customers who are taking a net salary credit of 1 lakh and above in their accounts. So these are the options how I can enter into the priority program. We yesterday spoke about the process of onboarding the account online through the video KYC option. So that is the process, the video-based customer identification process, where the customer can open his account through video KYC in 4 simple steps. And all these steps are something that the customer can do at his end, and the account can get opened. So the onboarding becomes that much more smooth, and there are options available for the customer in terms of how he wants to be a part of the priority program. Any questions here?
None from my side.
Anju, Shilpa?
No, it's perfectly going fine. No problem.
All right. So this is just to re-emphasize who would be a possible priority customer. So this is what we say. This is what we have observed. A priority customer is generally in this age group, 35 to 45-year-old. He's well established in life. He knows that he is, he has achieved a particular status in life. He is a frequent traveler. He's well versed. He has multiple such accounts with competition banks as well. So he knows what the industry offers in terms of what he is looking for. He is looking for to enjoy the good life, so to say, enjoy the best of what banking has to offer. He wants to have the preferential treatment, and that's why a dedicated relationship manager at his beck and call. Today, when we talk about what is a priority customer looking from a bank, these we would say are what his key requirements from a bank is. He wants preferential banking services. He's keeping some huge balances with the bank, and in return, what he's expecting is a dedicated relationship manager, someone who handles his banking requirements quickly, fast, with error-free services, quick services. He is also looking for offers and benefits that come to him. So today, when we talk about the entire proposition, you will see there are a lot of offers that and rewards that the bank offers to a priority customer because of the relationship that he is holding with the bank. So that is what we are offering him. We are offering him someone to act as a trusted advisor, financial advisor, someone who will maximize his wealth, look after his portfolio, offer him 24/7 services at his doorstep, professional and efficient service delivery, and he gets to enjoy much more using the various offers and lifestyle benefits that we offer to the customer. We also say, how is it that you would want to make sure that you onboard the right customer onto this segment? A lot of times RMs sometimes onboard the wrong set of customer into the priority program, and then they face challenges right from day one. Balances are not being met, customer, you're constantly getting questioned as to why you're not able to cross-sell products to him, why the balances are not increasing. So it becomes very important to ensure that right from the start, we onboard the right set of customers into the priority program. And how do we do that? We can do that through customer profiling. So today, if any RM is unsure that, who is my target customer, customer profiler should help you arrive at that decision whether this customer is the right fit for the priority program or not. So some ways to identify is by his profession. So let's say if he's a salaried, self-employed, it doesn't matter for us. Like I said, we are open for opening accounts of businessmen, professionals like doctors, chartered accountants, salaried customers as well. Today, the type of card, the type of home that he has should also give you an idea whether he's a right fit for the program. So there are certain cards that have been highlighted here. If he's a holder of an American Express or an HSBC Premier, or for that matter, Standard Chartered card or a Citi Gold member, that could be an idea that he is someone who is fit for the program. Or maybe is a homeowner where the value of the home is 40 lakhs and above. If he's holding a high-end car, or if his income range is in the range of 15 lakhs to 45 lakhs. So all these are benchmark parameters which we have highlighted, which should make it simpler for whoever is the sourcing RM to figure out whether the person he's speaking to can fit the priority program. So whether the customer travels frequently for work or for holidays or vacation. Yes, so those could be some of the screening criteria which could help arrive at a decision whether the customer can be onboarded into the priority program. So that is the customer profiling. Any questions here?
Vidya, in the lifestyle details, it is travel, domestic, international. Okay. Sorry. Got it.
All right. Yeah. So let's look at the added benefits. So we saw the key benefits that the customer enjoys. Now let's look at the regular benefits that the customer enjoys through the priority program. So we talked about the complimentary airport lounge access, which is available to the customer both on his debit card as well as credit card. So this is what we are talking about. The customer gets twice in a quarter the complimentary lounge access at select airport lounges. So these are domestic airport lounges which the customer can access, and all he needs to show is his priority debit card, and he can enjoy free food, beverages inside the airport lounge. All he needs to do is carry his priority debit card and ensure that he shows that, and he will be allowed to enjoy the airport lounge access. Here, what happens is the customer's card gets checked for an authorization, and that is what here we are trying to say. A transaction happens for validation purposes, which then gets reversed as well. So today, an authorization of 25 rupees on a MasterCard and 2 rupees on Visa is an authorization check that they will do to see if the card is working fine. And if that validation proves out to be correct, then the customer is allowed inside the airport lounge using the priority debit card. So this again, like I said, is twice in a quarter for the year. 8 times in a year is what the customer can enjoy. So all eligible card holders will have access to the airport lounge. We have another feature, which is the discount on locker rents. So today, if the customer wants to avail of lockers, and lockers generally are in short supply across the industry. So today, if a customer wants to avail of a locker facility, the customer gets discount on the locker rentals. So here, any priority customer gets a lifetime 50% discount on small and medium-sized locker rent. And that again is something which very few banks or practically no other bank is offering at the moment. A 50% lifetime discount. As long as he's a member of the priority program, he has to pay only 50% on his small and medium-sized lockers. Similarly, there's a 25% discount on his large and extra large lockers that the customer has. Again, the customer can pick and choose where he wants, which branch he wants to avail of the locker. The internet banking platform, the mobile banking app, all he needs to do is log in to the app and check for himself, and he can pick and choose and select the locker. So it is as simple as that. So sometimes, many a times, you might have to visit a branch for a locker, but that is not the case. He can check the availability of the locker through internet banking. He can also request for the locker through internet banking and then visit the branch and complete the paperwork and documentation. So today, that is what we are talking. There is an additional 10% discount for family banking customers. So today, let's say if I am availing of a 50% discount on a small and medium-sized locker, and I also have a family banking account, then I get an additional 10% discount. So total, I get 60% discount as a part of family banking options as well. So that is sizable discount that is coming to the priority customer on locker discount, on locker rent discounts. So those are some of the options which the customer chooses basis the priority program. Today, the customer, like I said, can do this through the mobile app as well. And that is what we are saying. Just choose the location, choose the branch. He will be, or he or she will have a clear idea. The app will show him how many lockers are available, what are the rentals, and basis, because he's a priority customer, the customer can avail of the same through the mobile banking app as well. And the customer can choose to avail of a locker, a discounted locker rent.
But this locker facility through the mobile app is available, must be available for all category of customers, right?
For all priority customers, yeah.
Only
because
for
what happens is the upfront discount is also being taken care of.
Okay.
On the rental discount. So while you may be a regular customer and you may be wanting to see that, आपको discount नहीं मिलेगा ना here, because I'm a priority customer, I can get up to 60% discount on my locker rent.
That's fine, but regular customer can view this feature in his app?
Yes, so this availability is there everywhere. It's a part of the mobile banking app.
Yes, thank you.
So for Axis, practically most of the service requests, most of the customer requirements have already been onboarded onto the digital platform so that they have the ease and convenience of doing transactions digitally as well.
Also, is it like if a regular customer and a priority customer both have applied for a locker through mobile app, then preference will be given to the priority customer? Any scenario?
No, it is subject to availability, Anjun.
Okay.
It is subject to availability.
Okay. And if only one locker is available and two people have applied at the same time, one is a regular
Whoever
customer.
has applied first, first come first. It has to be available, and if it is available, you can pick and choose your locker, and there would be a substantial discount that is available.
Understood. Thank you.
There's discount on movie tickets as well. So today, if the customer is booking tickets through the Book My Show portal, so the tickets necessarily have to be booked through the Book My Show portal. And every time he does transactions through that, you get a 25% discount on your movie tickets. And here again, there are added offers like the customer can avail this discount multiple times, but there's a capping of 350 rupees. So the maximum discount cap is 350 rupees and 60 rupees discount on food and beverages. So the customer can enjoy discounts on movie tickets, can enjoy a discount on food and beverage as well, as long as he uses the Book My Show portal to book his movie ticket and uses the priority debit card for the payment. So as long he does that, he gets discounts on movie tickets as well. Yeah. Similarly, the customer has choices in terms of getting discounts on dining. So there's a list of restaurants and partner restaurants that are there across the country, which the customer can pick and choose. So select the city, choose which is the restaurant that he would want to visit. All he needs to do is carry his priority debit card, and at the time of bill payment or settlement, he just needs to show the priority debit card and he will get a discount. And discount ranges from restaurant to restaurant, but up to 20% discount is available for the customer. Again, something that works well because we know that dining out is expensive or going to the movies is expensive. And when we say a 25% discount on movies, or let's say a 20% discount on your dining out, these are savings that the customer gets to enjoy. And all this comes complimentary just because he's maintaining, at no added cost, he's enjoying all these privileges. So that is what the Dining Delight program is offering the customer. However, a disclaimer here would be, there are certain dates and certain occasions where these offers may not be available at that restaurant, like, the blackout dates like the 24th, 25th December, the 31st December. So on those days, the Dining Delight offerings will not be available, but otherwise throughout the year, it works for your partner restaurants. So that is something that the customer can look for. We also have offerings for senior citizens. So this is the senior citizen offering that we would want to highlight. Senior citizens by default enjoy the preferential rates on fixed deposits. Today, we also offer a senior citizen ID card. So any senior citizen can be issued a senior citizen ID card, and this again allows him to have a dedicated Axis Bank senior citizen card. The customer who is 57 and above can be considered as a senior citizen for the purpose of the ID card, and he gets discounts on his health checkups. So today, certain list of health checkups allow him a 20% discount. And at Apollo pharmacies, he get a 15% discount, upfront discount on medicines as well. So these are things. Plus, we have a dedicated relationship manager who will look after your the needs. If the customer is a senior citizen, will come over, do offer doorstep banking services for the senior citizen. So those are added benefits and privileges which the senior citizens enjoy. So that is what we would want to talk about. So even if your customer is a senior citizen, there are benefits coming to him or her, right? There's a small process here on how to apply for the senior citizen card. All it requires is a small form that needs to be filled up by the senior citizen. Certain mandatory details, age, blood group, all these things will be filled up, sent across to the processing center, and subsequently in a week's time, the customer gets a senior citizen ID card. That is what is the issuance process all about here. So that is, again, like I said, information good to know, which the customer can be informed. Other benefits of the priority program, like we say, we have covered most of them, be it the senior citizen benefits or the debit card features, or the waivers on the debit card charges, or the joining fees on the privilege credit card, so on and so forth. A quick comparison in terms of how our benefits or our priority offering is better than what the competition has to offer is what is highlighted here. For the balances that the customer maintains with us, and what is it that he receives against the proposition vis-a-vis what we have checked with the competition is what is put on this slide, and you will see there are many things being offered by Axis as compared to competition banks like ICICI, HDFC or Kotak.
So at the time of delivering, we can just show the slide and ask the participants to go through the slide, right?
Yes, because what happens is these would be people who have had some exposure to banks, who would have, who are lateral hires or who have grown up within Axis Bank. So as an RM, they would have an idea, and it is good to know also. So even if there's an RM who doesn't know, this would be a slide which will help them understand how Axis Bank is strongly positioned in the priority banking space as compared to competition banks, because many a times customers, because the customers that they are interacting with are not first time account holders. These would be people who would be holding similar accounts with competition banks. So today, if they need to understand what the other bank is offering, this kind of slide helps them also to understand what competition is offering and how we offer much more.
Vidya, what is this money quotient below the senior citizen benefits? In Axis,
where is it? Are we talking about which line?
Axis Bank priority only. The yellow strip, below senior citizen benefits. Money quotient, are we talking about the cashback and other reward points that we are giving on cards?
One minute. This is on where exactly are we looking here?
Axis Bank priority banking, the yellow column.
The yellow portion.
Yes.
Okay.
Money quotient.
No idea.
I think it is related to the overall cashback and edge reward points that we are giving.
Just give you a minute. Yeah, could be that. Yeah. Maybe I'll check up and get back to you on this.
Vidya, also, if you could go back to the previous slide, there's one thing also there which I wanted to ask.
Sure.
What is this Encash 24 facility in relationship
Encash,
pricing?
that is as a part of your Axis Direct. Today, when you have your trading done, you get upfront. You don't have to wait for that T+2 for the amounts to get credited to the accounts.
Okay.
So when we look into the Axis Direct and the trading accounts, we will be able to understand this better.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So these are certain enablers which we can use to showcase our product better, and those are the sales aid that we would want to talk about. There is audio, visual, and AB that has been created for the customer. So when you're speaking to the customer, if you play a video of what the priority banking proposition is all about, it resonates with the customer, has a better impact. Similarly, if you use a brochure or a pamphlet or a leaflet, these can add to your conversations. A lot of time, what we say sometimes may be registered by the customer, but the customer does not remember it later, because if you see the priority program, there are a lot of offerings and benefits. So there are certain things like a one pager or a brochure that you can leave behind with the customer for him to decide, make up his mind. A video, a beautiful video that has been curated, which can be shown to the customer, which talks about these benefits, the lifestyle benefits, the offerings, the reward points that come the customer way. And these are all sales aids which will help you in the process of pitching, in the process of closing, the sale with the customer. So that is what we are talking about. But make sure that you use these well. So let's say if you're carrying a brochure or a leaflet, you would want to make sure that these are in proper condition, so that that emphasis and that effect and impact is maximized. If you are using a brochure that is torn on the side, worn out, even though the proposition is so good, somehow the collaterals that you carry somehow bring down the impact. So we also would want to reiterate that when you are speaking to customers, make sure that you use these enablers well, and for that you need to stock it up also. So that's why we would want you to know how is it that you can indent for it, make sure that you have adequate stock of brochures, you know where the leaflets are. Also carry your card. It brings credibility to the conversation that you are having with the customer. A priority relationship manager's card itself is something which is designed in such a manner to give that kind of impact. So it shows. So everything that you talk about, the level is elevated just because of the collaterals that you carry. Similarly, you have the welcome kit, which has been designed in a very beautiful manner for your priority customers. So that is something that the priority customers like to receive. So you have a well-designed priority welcome kit that is received by you. You would want to enjoy that. You would want to, it has been a lot of pain and efforts have gone into designing these marketing collaterals, ensuring that you get the best, and the customer feels that he is privileged, he is getting value for money at any given point in time. So one such example is the curated priority debit card that the customer gets, the priority welcome kit that the customer gets. Alternatively, we also would want to talk about the standardized signature which an RM should use. So there has to be a quality that needs to reflect in every interaction that the customer has with the RM. So be it the RM card, the RM grooming, and all these things we will be covering in the sessions to come as well. And at any point in time, if the customer wants certain information on the priority account, the priority microsite in Axis Bank, so the web page and the link for the priority account can be shared with the customer so that he himself can browse and check whether the account is the account that is fit for a priority customer. So that was as far as the entire priority proposition goes.
Vidya, this welcome kit, the customers receive within how many days?
In about a week's time.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Yes. So here what we have been told is for the priority banking session also, Abhishek would be there, who will be stepping in and, talking about the priority account. So this is something that it would be a merge session. But as a trainer, we need to know what the elements are and what needs to be told, because even after the session is over, in case if there are any questions or doubts that the RM has, we would need to keep reiterating, to the RM, the benefits, how it impacts their KRAs, how they can maximize their incentives. So these are conversations we should have with the RM. So while Anju and Shilpa will be sitting through these merged sessions, we would want you to keep noting down, and because these would be sessions that maybe we are doing it once, might not happen in the coming program. So independently, we should be in a position to take these sessions, and that's why the help here.
Agreed. In fact, we can take independent sessions now as well after your TTT, Vidya.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying that that's why, especially the access sessions, we must make it a point to sit through when they are talking, because they are the experts, and the kind of value add that they bring to the conversation will be much more.
Actually, the main issue here in access product training is what I'm skeptical about is the questions, concerns, and doubts that would be raised by RMs would be in a position to handle it or not, as we have.
But like I said, Anju, there's always a first time. And
Yes.
the road only gets easier. So when we have not done it, yes, everything looks a little difficult, and there's no harm in, coming back to it. So it's not as if even I, who've been doing it for some time, have all the answers. Sometimes maybe I also get stumped with a particular question that might come. And it's a learning for all of us. It's a journey. Besides, it's an evolving thing. So things are constantly evolving. So what is the product proposition today? We don't really know whether 6 months down the line, if there are changes, then we will have to assimilate those changes and move ahead. So wo hota rehta hai. I mean, it happens with everyone, not just you. So we can always check and get back to them in case if we don't have an answer, and there's no harm in saying that upfront, right? Maybe I need to check back and get back to you. But at least on the whole, even if you have a fair idea of what these things are, we should be in a position to handle it.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just. I also want you to take through Siddhi. And this again is something which Abhishek will be taking. But I also want to spend a little bit so that you have some context in place, and you know what is it that we are talking about. Just give me a minute. So yesterday we talked about how RMs have to follow a certain rhythm. There is an expectation that an RM follows a certain rhythm to do business. And the rhythm that is expected from all RMs is they have a minimum of 12 customer connects in a day. And that is what is captured. So when we say Triumph, Triumph is the daily sales rhythm which an RM needs to meet. And Siddhi is the application, is the tool in which he does this, captures these interactions, plans his day, so on and so forth. And this again, though it is a session that will be taken by Access team, I just want you to understand, I mean, at least have something as a base, because even your RMs who will be coming for the induction program, because they are people who have been, at least in the system for, let's say, 15 days, 1 month or 2, they will have an idea of what are these terminologies. So as first time trainers, I just want to spend some time in making it clear for you as well. So Siddhi is an online app. It is a mobile app that they will be using to plan their day and manage their interactions with the customer. Earlier, like we discussed yesterday, there were a lot of tools that were being used to capture the customer interaction. There was a CRM, there was a Lighthouse, there was a branch analytics. What they are trying to do is over time, they want to consolidate all these applications into a comprehensive single tool, and that is Siddhi. It is again work in process. A lot of changes are constantly being happening. What is expected is an RM should have downloaded the Siddhi application onto his mobile and is actively using Siddhi to plan his day and record his customer interactions. Also, earlier what used to happen is, because these applications were not mobile based, the RM had to come back to the branches to do his transactions, update his interactions. Now, because it's a mobile app, the RM can do things on the go. And each day you'll find a new version that is coming in with enhanced features and more offerings, so on and so forth. So today, when we have Siddhi, when we have something as a simple an application like Siddhi, it becomes very easy for the RM to track he is not dependent on coming back to the branch, logging into his desktop to figure out where his application is stuck, whether he needs to write an email, take an approval, or check whether the account has got opened or whether a particular query has been resolved, so on and so forth. Similarly, in case if he needs help, he's pitching a particular product and he's stuck somewhere for information. Siddhi again is a app which will help him, find those. There are product brochures, there are notes, sales pitches that are inbuilt into the system. So it is a handy tool while he's conversing with the customer as well. So today, let us understand what all benefits are available under Siddhi. So Siddhi gives you smart nudges to create client delight. And this again are notifications which the RM receives basis the portfolio that has been mapped to him. So today, if it's a customer's birthday, I get an alert from the system. The app tells me that today, Vidya, this is the list of customers whose birthday is falling today. And that gives me an opportunity to maybe interact with the customer, or maybe it gives me an alert saying that, there's an FD that is maturing soon, or things like that. So these nudges help me interact with the client better. I have an idea on my performance. So today, if there are 4 forms that I've logged into the system, Siddhi will tell me how many of the accounts have got opened, which of it has come back to me for, let's say, as an NFTR for rework or some query, whether the kits have been dispatched or so on. So any information that I'm looking is available for me on my fingertips. If I want to sell something to the customer, those again, digital journeys have been enabled for products. So there are certain products that have been enabled where the customer, while I'm sitting discussing with the customer, I can sell products on the go to the customer. There are certain applications like the PRAS, which is the preferential rate approval system, your IPS, which is your investment product system, which will help you make those approvals for the customer. For example, there's a customer who's expecting a remittance and wants a preferential rate. I need not visit the branch or go back to the branch. While I'm sitting at the customer, I can put in a request to my supervisor for a rate approval. So those are certain benefits by using an application like Siddhi. If the customer wants an account statement or a portfolio report, I can send it across then and there to the customer. I can process service requests. Now, service request again is an evolving feature. A few service requests have been incorporated and many more will get added onto the Siddhi platform. So what we are trying to say is start using Siddhi actively, and it is being tracked at every level. So there's very, very granular tracking on Siddhi, which needs to be understood by the RM. So his input in Siddhi, his output, what he is putting in Siddhi, everything is being measured and tracked. And that is something that the RM needs to understand. So adopt Siddhi and use it for 100% of your client interaction. So every conversation that you would have had with the client, every meeting that you would have, we want you to capture it in the process specified. So there is a pre-meeting that needs to be done for a transaction or for a conversation that you're likely to have tomorrow with your customer. After the meeting, you're supposed to update what is the result of the discussion that you have had. So there are processes that needs to be followed in Siddhi because it is also scored. So every time we talked about KRAs and we talked about the operating rhythm. So 12.5% of your KRA is on you following the operating rhythm. And how you follow the operating rhythm is captured basis what you input in Siddhi. So that's why you would want to be careful in terms of how you record your interactions. What is it that you are putting in the system in terms of input, output, so on and so forth. We would want to make sure even your closures for the products that can be digitally sold, for the products that you're selling, all those are captured in system as well, so that you can get credit for the same. Like I said, currently everything is slightly hybrid, wherein we are also putting it in CRM. We are also tracking our performance through other tools like the Lighthouse, like the branch analytics, SAS, so on and so forth. But over time, all this would be amalgamated and moved into Siddhi. So there are certain things, functionalities which have been enabled and certain which are still, being enabled in the platform. So today, when we talk about Siddhi, whatever you do in Siddhi is also being checked by your supervisor. So there is a daily interaction that is expected between you and the supervisor to ensure that things are on track and the RM is working towards achieving his KRA. So let's look at what these journeys are and what this application is all about. So today you can mark your attendance in Siddhi, you can plan and schedule your meetings in Siddhi. The system will tell you these are the set of customers that have lined up for your appointment. You can pick and choose which of the customers you want to meet, you want to plan your appointments for. So all those facilities are available, and what you see on the slides there are snapshots and screenshots of how it looks, be it your calendar, be it your attendance, be it the customer profile. So you have an entire 360 overview of your customer, be it in terms of his holdings, his personal details, name, age, address, birthday, or his investment details, where he has invested, what his product holdings are, or for that matter, his previous interactions, so on and so forth. So all that information about your customer is available. You can also see what are the products or offers that are available for a particular customer. So if there are any online offers or something that you can speak to the customer. So those type of inputs are also available. And obviously after every interaction, we expect that the RM updates the interaction in Siddhi. So this is how it is. You have a OneAccess app, and that app, once you download from the Intune portal, you will have Siddhi as one of the apps that you would want to make sure the versions keep getting updated. So what you need to inform the RM is be sure about which version you are using, and the RM uses his employee ID and password, the MPIN, to log into the Siddhi platform. So that is how you would access all tools that the RM uses. The RM uses his employee ID and passwords to get into these applications. So you need to download the application. You need to be careful about which version you are using, and then put your updates there. If you use the old versions, or if your version is not updated, there you will face challenges while you are using the application. And that's why, as and when those alerts and pop-ups come that, there's a revised version available, a new version available, you need to install the same. The RM needs to keep updating the application, so to say. So this is the application. So today, if you have put in your screen, so this is your home screen. The moment when you land into the Siddhi application, this is how it would look. You will have your scores, you will have your meetings, and the RM can pick and choose which particular tab he wants to visit, and there would be information on that particular tab, be it in terms of meetings, be it in terms of his productivity scores. So those are available for the RM to review. What we want the RM to have is a clear agenda in terms of how about he goes about planning his day and meeting up with customers. The pre-planning for meeting becomes extremely critical. We want the RMs to plan their meetings. We don't want random visits, offhand visits to the customer with no clear idea as to what needs to be discussed, what needs to be said. We want the RMs to plan a day in advance. And for that, the RM has sufficient time. In a day, all he needs to do is look into those nudges that he gets to see which are the customer appointments that he can plan. And he can check with the customer's portfolio 360 to understand what are the conversations that he can have. He can look at if there are any outstanding issues that he needs to connect with the customer, if there's a pending service request, whose status he needs to find, or is there any offering that the customer has, which I can maybe initiate a discussion on. So when I look into the customer statement, when I look into the customer profile, I am better prepared for my appointment the following day. I'm also putting it in the system that these are my set of customers that I plan to meet. I'm also putting in the system what are the conversations that I want to have when I meet this customer. And when I put it into the system, my supervisor also gets an opportunity to review whether, the kind of customers Vidya is meeting tomorrow and what would be the kind of conversation. So there could be times where the supervisor gives you that feedback and input that, maybe these are the changes that he or she recommends. So those are things that we would want. So every interaction at the end of the day, every plan that we make is subject to review. And after the actual interaction happens, we would want RMs to update these interactions as well. So the mandate to be followed here is 12 customer connects. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
Vidya,
go ahead.
so Siddhi is an app. Customer 360 is also an app, and PLH
No,
is
Customer 360 is the tab through which you will be able to overview what
it
is
in
the
Siddhi
customer.
only.
It is in Siddhi only.
And PLH, Power Lighthouse?
PLH is another tool. It's another app.
Another app. Okay, okay, okay. Fine.
So see, what used to happen earlier is, let's say, for example, just to give you an idea, since you, there is a tool called Priority Lighthouse, which gives me an entire customer details, the background, what are his product holdings, what are his details in terms of age, address, contact number, email ID, so on and so forth. But Priority Lighthouse में कैसा होता था, customer information मिलती है, but if I want to plan an appointment or fix up a meeting, वो Priority Lighthouse में नहीं कर सकती थी. I would have to go log in into CRM and then plan that day for me. So tomorrow I am meeting Anju or tomorrow I am meeting Shilpa. This appointment planning and recording I had to do necessarily in CRM. So I look into the customer into PLH3, into Priority Lighthouse, and I create the interaction in CRM. So what used to happen is I'm toggling between multiple applications.
Okay.
Here, what happens in Siddhi is I can not only plan and fix the appointment, but in case if I want to find out additional details about the customer, I have the tab as under Portfolio 360. I can just review the customer entire, what is the relationship, what are the details that I'm searching for. So everything is available in one particular application.
So that means RM need not to log into PLH and CRM anymore if they are using.
So it is available. So these are tools which are still available. The RM can do, because like I said, Siddhi is an evolving tool. It is a tool that has been introduced just about a year and a half back, and still not everything is enabled. So there could be times that you might have to go to the original tool like a Priority Lighthouse or a Branch Analytics for finding out certain information, right? So it is not done away with, but it is still in the process of getting updated. Siddhi is a process application which is still being evolved.
Okay.
Right? So here, what the RM has to do is have a minimum of 12 customer connects in a day, of which mandatorily a minimum of 3 face-to-face meetings have to happen. Right? So the 12 interactions can be a minimum of 3 face-to-face meetings and 9 can be telephonic connects. Now through Siddhi, you get all these list of customers whom can be contacted, and that is what we mean by calendar push. So you can pick and choose 8 calendar pushed customer interactions and 4 customer interactions can be of your choice. So you can have a mix and match, but the agenda being that you, every day on day, you have 12 customer interactions from your portfolio customers. Right? Clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
All. Yeah. So this is how the agenda is in terms of connecting with customer. You have these leads, you have these prompts coming in from the system. You pick and choose the customer appointments that you would want to have. You need to plan for at least 3 face-to-face connects with the customer. And when you are speaking with the customer, you would want to make sure that, you know, you are able to reach out to them. You are able to speak to them on relevant, because there are business leads are dependent on it, your closures are dependent on it, and that is what we would want you to remember. Ensure that you are able to line up enough appointments for the coming day, and you also have a clear idea of the conversations that you're going to have with those customers. As far as possible, try and push for digital journeys in terms of sales closures that you might have, because that means your lead is also created immediately and the closures also can happen. And that is what Siddhi is helping you with, helping you close leads and business on the spot while you are having or interacting with the customer. Now, this is how the stages in Siddhi works. You plan your day, and that is the calendar screenshot that you choose. Every interaction with the customer, you would want to first start with a pre-meeting. When you line up a meeting, that is the pre-meeting stage. And in the pre-meeting stage, you decide which day you're wanting to have this appointment with the customer. what is the customer appointment going to be, and then you put the details in terms of the customer interaction that you would want to have. So the call type here would be interact, because it's an interaction that you would want to have with the customer. And the type of contact can be chosen by you, whether you want to have it as a personal visit, which would be a face-to-face connect, or you would want to have a telephonic. So depending upon you fix the day, you fix the customers with whom you want to have an appointment, and you do the pre-meeting. Once you do the pre-meeting and you have identified your 12 interactions for tomorrow, you send it for review for your to your supervisor, so that he in turn can give his or her valuable feedback to the agenda or the plan that you have for your customers. So that is the movement, how the transaction happens in Siddhi. Now, at any point in time when I log into Siddhi, as on today, what I see is what my pre-meetings that I have lined up yesterday. Right. So every day, whatever are the agenda or the meetings that I see are the meetings that I have fixed up the previous day. And that is how the emphasis is, that do things one day in advance so that you have a better plan and a better agenda. And it has also been reviewed. Supervisors are also being tracked to ensure that, you know, they do these daily reviews and they give those valuable feedback, so that the RM work becomes that much more qualitative, so to say. While you are having an interaction with the customer, we would want to make sure that you are also pushing for some kind of leads. You know, today a lot of business comes through the reference model for the RM. So a happy customer, a satisfied customer, we would want to leverage that opportunity to make sure that the customer also gives us some quality leads. So hence the focus on generating leads also. So try and speak to every customer and see if there's an opportunity that he can give us a lead or a reference, so that those also can be captured in the system as you know, sales pipeline for us. So create an interaction. This is what we are saying. When you're speaking to the customer, create an interaction, schedule an appointment, and for having a qualitative interaction, also look into the customer details, so that you know which are the products that the customer is availing, which are the opportunities that you have. Is there anything that happened in the last meeting that you would want to follow up on? So you are better prepared for the meeting. And these are certain things that the RM will have to fill in the system. So what is the product that is going to be pitched? What is the conversation that he is going to have? So on and so forth. So all that detailing, granular detailing, is being done for every lead, for every interaction that he is putting up in Siddhi. So only then will it get, will the supervisor have a complete idea of what is the conversation that you are likely to have. So today, when we talk about insights into the customer's portfolio, you get to see the entire details of the customer. For example, when the account was opened, what is his age, date, all those demographics, what are the product holdings, whether the customer is active on internet banking, mobile banking, whether the profiling has been completed, or where is it the customer has an opportunity for product penetration, whether the KYC is updated or not. So when you look into the portfolio of the customer, any and everything with respect to the customer information is available to you by accessing the multiple tabs that are there. So depending upon this tab that you would want to see, what is the balance that the customer has maintained, how many family accounts that the customer has the customer ever taken a remittance, so on and so forth. So all those information is there in your mobile, which you can have it easy and simple while you are speaking to the customer, or for that matter, planning your meetings with the customer. So that is the pre-call homework that we are talking about, where you look into the information of the customer, be it the personal, lifestyle, account information, product holding, so on and so forth, so that you have an idea of what is the customer that you're meeting with. And it is also easy to search for a customer. So today, if you have to search like how we do it in Google, you know, maybe using the PAN number or a customer email ID or a customer ID, it is easier to pull out customer information as well. So search functionality is also easy, and there are easy tabs for you. All you need to do is click on the tab, and the drop down will tell you what is the additional information with respect to that particular customer, right? From the feedback that we have received, it's a very handy tool, and RMs are finding very easy to navigate and use Siddhi as well. There are certain teething troubles for people who have started or, who have just seen the application. So a little bit of setting up time is there, but once they understand where the tabs are, where the information is, it becomes very easy. So there's ease of use as well for the RMs. Yeah. So these are the products that are available on the go for the RM to sell to the customer. Credit card, personal loan, any kind of remittances, mutual fund, insurance. These are product journeys that are being activated on Siddhi at the moment, right? So there are some examples of how you can sell a term deposit in 30 seconds. All the customer needs to do is we select the customer to whom we are selling the term deposit, decide on the amount, and the customer gets a notification. The customer approves the notification and it becomes easy for the customer. All we need to do is put in those details, get a confirmation from the customer, and the FD gets booked on the spot. And that is how easy it would be for the customer. So today we don't have to come back or do cumbersome paperwork for selling products with the customer. And that is why we would want to bring more and more products into the Siddhi platform so that these cross-sell can happen very quickly for the customer as well as for the RM. So before you exit the house of the customer, you have the details of the, let's say, an FD that has been booked for you, right? So those are easy and gives us a better connect and an impact on the customer's mind.
Vidya,
any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Vidya, suppose for this fixed deposit, how will the customer give instructions? I mean, on what
So you
platform?
are the customer, I'm in front of you. I look into Siddhi and tell you this is the current balance, Shashwati, and this is my current FD rate. Would you be interested in, let's say, booking a deposit of 1 lakh? Shashwati confirms yes. So I put in those details.
But I confirm yes verbally.
Verbally. So currently for putting in the details in the system, I need to take your consent, right? So I'm telling you your balance, you tell me, okay, 1 lakh ka bana do. So I put in those details of the type of deposit that you want, the amount, the FD rate, so on and so forth. And the moment I put in those details, an SMS and an email gets triggered to the customer.
Oh, okay.
Confirming. So you can see it on my screen, on my mobile simultaneously as a confirm. You also get that notification that this is what it is. And once you confirm the SMS OTP to me, I put that in the system and it gets confirmed. Or if you confirm on the email link at your end, automatically the deposit gets booked.
Okay, right. Understood. Thank
you. So it becomes as simple as that, that while we are having a conversation, the account can be set up, the FD can be set up.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
So there is no, even in terms of work, the RM doesn't have to go back to the branch and, do all these things. It is done and over with while you're sitting with the customer.
Yeah, very easy it is. Very easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the same applies for an RD. All I need to do is validate. The customer just needs to validate whatever information you as an RM has fed into the system. And once that validation is there, successfully done by the customer, we can immediately confirm to the customer then and there. So there's FD booking, there's RD booking that is available on the platform. We also have credit cards that are enabled. So the customer can pick and choose the credit card. We can give the details of the credit card because information is available and the customer can opt for the same. So these are certain journeys that have been enabled depending upon the choice of the customer. We can have those discussions. So these are easy cross-sell that we are talking to the RM, where paperwork is hardly any there, and in a few clicks, like we say, 4 or 5 clicks at max, the customer has already been sold a product. So that is the credit card journey. We have a personal loan also journey that is enabled for the RM. We have a pre-qualified loan amount that we can share with the customer. And if the customer is interested, we can offer a personal loan also on the spot. So again, like I said, these would be sessions that would be taken by Abhishek in detail, but just to give a context and an overview of how things are happening for an RM using the application of Siddhi is what we are covering here.
Vidya, can I ask you a very, very basic question?
What?
Maybe somewhere I missed it. Because right at the beginning, when you said to download the Siddhi app, you said it needs to be downloaded from the company portal.
Yeah. So all applications.
How do I access the company portal?
All applications in which an RM uses have all been updated in the Intune company portal. So if you will go to the what do I say? How does an RM start?
Search for it.
Yeah. So the applications don't have to be independently downloaded. All you need to do is register onto the company portal with your ID and password, and you will be able to go into the Intune company portal, and all you need to do is download app. So all the relevant apps that an RM needs, everything get downloaded for the RM. And Siddhi is one such app which will get downloaded.
No, I'm asking a very, maybe I'm not very savvy with all this digital platform. Usually when we are downloading any app, we go to the app store and we download it, right? Here, this company portal, how do I access that?
The Intune company portal will be downloaded from the Play Store.
Oh, okay.
And that is the portal which has all the relevant apps which an RM needs to have. So he needs to download all the relevant. So once he downloads, all the apps that are required for him will get downloaded. Siddhi will be one such app. And then he needs to log in and do business as usual.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Right. So what happens is many a times while I am with conversation with the customer, I might have triggered those journeys for OTPs for confirmation. So at any point in time, I can also see the authentication. Have you authenticated the link? Because unless you authenticated, the product is not booked. So I need customer authentication. Either you give me the OTP which you have received and I put in the OTP and the product gets booked, or you confirm on the link that has been shared, the email link, and that is what we are saying. At any point in time, the app will also tell me if there are any products which are still not yet authenticated by the client. So we need to reach out to the client and maybe, remind him that, sir, aapne bola tha, and, you still need to authenticate. Otherwise, the client must be, it should not happen that client is under the impression that the FD is booked and we are still awaiting client authentication for the FD to be created. So this authentication status will also give me a clear idea of which are the customers who still have pending authentication to be processed, right?
This hamburger menu is what? Hamburger
menu is the tab through which the authentication tab, if you click on the authentication tab, you'll find a list of pending authentication from the client side. And the objective here is you reach out to these clients and remind them that their authentication is still pending.
Okay, thank you.
Similarly, in case if you get leads, references, you can put in those leads. You can put an existing customer lead for an existing customer who wants to avail of a particular product, or maybe a new customer whose reference you have received. So what we are saying is record 100% of your interactions, record all your conversations with the customer so that it is clear from the perspective of, because this is where your daily activity is being tracked. So unless you record everything, things will not happen. And lead generation is one such important input that an RM should do. Every conversation that he is having with the customer, is it bringing him new leads? And if so, what are the kind of leads that he has generated? So that again is synopsis is easily available, handy for the RM to check and refer to, right? So lead generations can be done in 3 clicks, so to say. So essential details, what we need for lead generation is what is being captured on the tab as well, be it the name, number, or the kind of product that he or she is interested, so on and so forth. We also have nudges, like I said, these are nudges that are being received by the RM on a daily basis. So it is expected that the RM looks into what the nudge is all about. Is it a nudge for, let's say, an FD maturity? Is it a nudge for maybe a credit, an inflow or an outflow that has happened in the customer account. So we want to respond to these nudges as well. So earlier, you used to have these email alerts that you used to respond, your KYC alerts, emails used to come to you. Similarly, the same concept is applied here, where you get nudged, certain transactions are alerting the RM, and we would want to make sure that these nudges are responded to in a timely manner. So at any given point in time, we would want these nudges to be responded to. So the different types of nudge that come through the system is the high value debits, any kind of transactions, high value debits that have happened, or a credit that has happened, or maybe an FD that is going to mature, or a digital drop off. A digital drop off is a customer might have initiated a journey. For example, he at his end, your customer has opted for a personal loan or an auto loan or a credit card, but has not completed the journey, left midway for whatever reason. We would want the RM to connect with the customer and find out what went wrong, or why the journey was not completed, because a digital journey is something which is a ready business for the RM. This is a customer who was interested, started a journey for these products, and somehow left it midway. So we would want to find out why, what happened, and maybe if there is a system issue, we can put it in Unidesk and have that resolved backend, or maybe if it requires a physical form to be filled, we can do that. But this is a sale that is waiting to happen. So that's why focus on digital journey drop-offs. And you also have the notification for remittance. So any kind of remittance notification is available under the ARC notification tab. And if that is the case, then we can have those discussions on the remittance piece as well with the customer. But if the customer is expecting a remittance, or if the customer wants to do a remittance. So these are some nudges that the RM receives on a regular basis, depending upon the transactions that the customers have done. So this is the process to knock off a nudge. Anytime the RM gets an alert, he needs to identify what the alert is all about and take action with respect to what is the output. So let's say if it's an FD maturity, he can just respond after speaking to the customer, what would be the response that the customer has given. Is he likely to renew? Is it likely to close deposit? Is it moving out? So on and so forth. At any given point in time, outstanding nudges should not be there. The RM should have addressed whatever nudges come his or her way, right? So that is response to your nudges. You have service requests. Like I said, not all service requests have been enabled, but some service requests have been enabled, like statement and so on. So if the customer wants to have an account statement, that statement can be immediately sent to the customer. So those are some of the service requests that are enabled as of now. I think statement is what is available. Is there something else? Just give me a minute. Yeah, savings account statement, current account statement, consolidated statement, that is the one glance statement, or a loan statement and interest statements. These are some of the statements that we can handle through Siddhi. So statements can be offered to the customer, irrespective of what is the kind of statement. We can send it as an email to the customer's registered email ID.
What is the, what is the date range till when we can give statements?
That can be picked and chosen.
No, how many days? 90, usually, not
usually 1 year is the normal time, the maximum time where we give an account statement.
1 year?
The date range can be chosen. Normally, 1 year ka account statement nikalta hai, right?
No, sare banks nahi dete. Usually it's 3 months to 6 months, usually.
Apps se, ma'am. Through app you're talking about?
Through the app.
This is the app.
Aata hai. More than 6 months, it is there in other bank apps also. HDFC se main leti hu, it's there.
ICICI nahi dete.
But you can choose the period, na, Shashwati?
Nahi, but wo nahi dete itna din ka. So I'm not sure. Maybe Axis gives it for a year. I mean, it depends upon the bank actually. Like HSBC also doesn't give it for a year.
Okay. But it is
So
possible.
to answer your question, so we give the date range whether I want it for 1 year. Even in ICICI, you can view 3 months ka statement of account. But if you want it for any other purposes, you can ask for it and it will be emailed to you. So even here, what we are saying is that Siddhi mein, we can give the date range and at the back end will send it. It was an SR which gets generated, goes behind and पीछे से आपको एक email आ जाएगा with the dates that you want, or year or 2 years जो भी है. Technically, in a banking, 3-year statement is available in the database. Beyond 3 years, it is purged. That means being held at some separate server to so that there is enough space for doing transactions. So that's how it works. If it is for more than 3 years you want, it will take about more than 24 hours to 48 hours to get that data.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So these are the supervisor reviews which will happen for every RM. So there is a closed daily supervisory review that is expected. So as a supervisor, I get what is the planned of RM day looking like for me for all the people who are reporting into me. So that is the consolidated view which the supervisor can see for each of the RMs, and basis that as a supervisor, I'm supposed to input my feedback and share it back with the RM so that he can have a better discussion with the client. So that is what we are talking about, where I can have a daily review. And what we are suggesting RMs is don't keep this activity as a day-end activity. As in when you line up appointments, keep sharing it with your supervisor, because what happens otherwise is what RMs generally do is they put all these meetings and everything as a day-end activity. And at the end of the day, I put in my 12 customer meets I am expecting. So by the time the supervisor receives it, you have done the entry at 6 in the evening, supervisor receives it at 7. And if he has 5 such RMs working for him, I am expecting a 60 or 70 such responses to be given by the me at the end of the day. So we would want this activity to be done throughout the day, as in when you are reviewing customer accounts, as in when you are planning your day, so that the supervisor also in turn can manage his day better and give you those qualitative inputs in terms of the feedback that you are expecting basis your planned appointments. So this is what is the review aspect. It is the supervisors are being scored on their qualitative reviews. How many inputs are they giving? Are they tracking this activity, doing this activity on a diligent basis? So it is a joint responsibility of the RM to make sure that he puts this review, forwards his cases for review, and it is the responsibility of the supervisor to see through what the RM has planned and give that feedback as well. So that is how it is interlinked. So the RM should chase the supervisor to get that feedback from him. So in terms of the expectation, this is what is the expectation from each RM and supervisor. So the priority RM should have 12 customer interactions, should be able to generate 5 leads per day and sell a minimum of 1 product. And in terms of nudges, whatever are the nudges being received, you would want to make sure that at least a minimum of 4 nudges get responded on a daily basis, right? So that is the RM expectations with respect to Siddhi. And for the supervisor, like I said, review is expected for all the team members that are reporting into him. And we would want to make sure that he puts qualitative inputs for the as feedback for the RMs so that they can also do the needful. Right. And we also have a help desk. Reach out. So at any point in time, if the application is giving them some issues, not responding, so we also share the details of the support team for them to raise that issue. So Siddhi is the application that is being used by one and all across Axis Bank. And they need to be very, very comfortable with this application, be it in terms of navigation, be it in terms of how it is, because like I said, their productivity scores are being tracked from Siddhi. Yes. that is it from me, unless you all have any further doubts or queries.
Does this Siddhi also offer birthday updates, since it has the birth date stored? So does it say that you need to go to the client and wish or give a gift or something like that? Since
No,
it's a
so
priority client?
you will have an idea of which of your customers' birthdays are falling, but
Mhm.
what you need to do with respect to the alert that is received is entirely the RM's prerogative, na?
No,
For
but does it
example, I
alert?
know.
Does it alert?
So the birthdays, you will be able to view it in the system. Yes, it does.
It does. It sends you alerts that today is your Falana client's birthday, so you have to wish and probably.
As a nudge, are you saying?
No, I mean as a duty, is it an RM's duty to do that?
Yes, it is. It is. In fact, it is one of the best ways to connect with the customer, where
Yeah.
you respond to a customer, greet him for his birthday. So it
Mm.
is a feel-good factor for the customer to have a call from an RM, reaching out and wishing you on your birthday.
Yeah, true. So Siddhi sends those alerts to the RMs, right?
Siddhi alerts mein aapko, I'm not too sure Siddhi is sending you that alert. You will get to have a birthday list from your systems, from your tools. You have, I think, Priority Lighthouse mein aapko data nikal sakte ho of the birthdays, but you will have to keep a note of it and you will have to call the customer. As a part of Nudge, birthday alert nahi aa raha hai. You're getting high value alerts, transactions ka alert, you're getting RTD, I mean retail term deposits which are maturing, uska alert aa raha hai, remittance ka alert aa raha hai. Nudges mein aapko birthday ka nudge nahi mil raha hai.
Okay.
But from your portfolio, you will be able to generate all the customers' birthday ka data and keep it for reference, and you can connect with your customer.
Right.
Yes. All right then. So are we ready to wrap up for today?
Yeah, no questions from my side. Thank you, Vidya.
Thank you, Vidya.
Okay.
So when
All
will we get the PPTs?
I'll have to check with Rintu. Let me just check whether the PPTs have not been shared, is it?
No. And
No.
the attendance sheet, how are we supposed to do that? I mean, in the end of the session, or how does it work?
You will have to keep a track of who are the
The attendance
people.
sheet gets pulled out from the system itself.
So we don't have to take the attendance, right? Automatic, because the sheet has been shared to us. So what are we supposed to do with that sheet? That's the question.
Rintu, are you there? Rintu? Rintu, are you there? Okay, I will ask Rintu to get in touch with you and just confirm the SOPs for these.
Sure.
Yeah, because he has just shared the attendance sheets.
Oh,
Yeah.
has he? Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
we'll
didn't
just ask
know
Rintu.
what is to be done with that.
Sure.
So it is expected that you will fill up and mark the attendance. So while there is a system-driven attendance, you would also need to fill up the attendance sheet and share at the end of the session with Rintu.
So
Any
how
kind
do I
of
do that? Like in case of like students, we ask, are you present or absent that way?
yeah, you would want to make sure that these participants come on camera and you have an idea of who these participants are as well. So when
I'll
we are
tell you how I
interacting,
do it. I'll tell you how I do it. If there is a
Yeah.
participant list that I have with me, I take a printout of it
Mhm.
and as in an attendance sheet, and I start with my session, and as and when I see them, I just mark them present because they will be in and out of the sessions, kind of a thing. So you can't say that I'm going to take attendance at 10 o'clock, and if they are there, fair enough. But if he joins at 10:20, I'm not going to mark him present. So, okay.
Okay.
So during the day, if so it can continue.
And yeah, they are like cameras can be off. We are not supposed to tell them to keep it on and all that.
Yeah, hi Vidya. There was a call so that I can't stay into the session. Yeah, any queries? Yeah, please let me know. Vivek sir, any query?
Yeah, Rintu, there are two couple of questions ki attendance कौन लेने वाला है, the project project in charge or the trainer?
No, मैं बता रहा हूँ, like whatever the attendance sheet I have shared to the trainers, the morning first 10 to 15 minutes before session start, they have to take the attendance, and this attendance sheet they have to share me by the end of the day. That is the first point. And second point, all the participants should be switch on their cameras, because we don't know like what the candidates they are doing. If the camera is on, then we will be able to know that the candidate is serious in the session. So there is a mandatory camera should be on for complete session from 3:30 to 6:30. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. And attendance sheet just now I have shared, fine. And I have, if you can see that attendance sheet, I have mentioned some incident 1, incident 2, incident 3 at the right hand side of the column. Some incident 1 was there. For example, what do you mean by this incident? For example, you have taken the attendance, and suppose you are calling the candidate Mr. Ashok. Mr. Ashok, are you there? He is not responding and he is taking some customer call. So that incident you can put for him that he was on hold, or might be he's doing some business or customer calling. That incident should be marked on that sheet. For example, a lot of incident can be happen. You told them like switch on the cameras, but he's not listening. So you can write in that incident like he's not serious in the session, or she is not serious in the session. He's not participating well in the session. If you're asking some queries but not responding, so that incident you have to put it in an attendance sheet which you have marked. Vidya, are you there? I think. Hello.
Yes, I'm there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think incident we can you are using some more incident also, right? Previously, what are the incidents we're using? On hold.
So sometimes, for example, if
Correct.
RM is not responding, so you can
Correct.
write RM not responding. He's only virtually present. So I can see Vidya is logged in, but every time I call out Vidya's name, there's no response coming in. So that can be an incident. Sometimes there is a person who logs in. So I have come in, I have told Anju that Anju mark my attendance, and then I'm not there for the rest of the day. Right? So आपके attendance sheet में जब आप attendance ले रहे थे, Vidya was there, but now she's missing. So maybe you can put that as an incident that she was hardly there for some time and then she's missing from the rest of the session. So that can be. So any kind of feedback, which is good, which is bad, put it against the candidate name, because what happens is at the end of the training program, you will also be making a individual person specific feedback. So unless you know each of your participants, you'll not be able to give qualitative inputs. So for example, I have, let's say, kitne hain, Rintu, this time batch mein, how many participants are there?
It's approx 30 to 31, approx. Some
so across agar 31 participants hai, at the end of the session, we would want you to be able to give us some kind of qualitative feedback against each individual. Correct. So any and every observation that you have, please keep putting in, jotting it down in incidents. So sometimes you find, someone is extremely, well versed, has good banking knowledge. Put that as a comment against that, which will help you when you are making the participant feedback at the end of the sessions for these candidates. Right.
I think Vidya, ma'am, you also have explained about this session plan, how the candidate will be joining in morning.
Yes. And again, so we will all have our individual trainer links, and we will have a merged link where on the days when we are supposed to have more sessions, we will all be joining with the on that particular link.
Right. That session plan, if you can see, that is some yellow color highlighted link was there. Yellow color highlighted, that means that all the candidates, all these 4 groups, like we have mentioning batch 55, batch 56, batch 57, and batch 58. So if you can see in the session plan, whichever the yellow color highlighted has been mentioned, all these 4 batches, 55, 56, 57, 58, they will come on that common link and they will be attending the session. 3:30 to 4:30, whatever the mention in a yellow color highlighted. If you can see in the green color, that is your individual session. The candidates, they have to log out, and trainer also has to be log out from that yellow color highlighted link. They have to come back to that green color. Another separate link will be there. They will come on that session and they will be continuing 4:30 to 6:30, whatever the time is mentioned in the Excel sheet. I hope it is clear in the session plan. If anybody have a confusion, please let us know. So कल ऐसा ना हो कि किस लिंक पे जाना है, किस लिंक पे नहीं जाना है. So it will be very tough.
लिंक्स भी शेयर कर दिया है क्या रिंटू?
आज बताएंगे, अभी बना रहा हूँ मैं. अभी पहले मैंने WhatsApp ग्रुप क्रिएट कर दिया इंडिविजुअली, and this attendance sheet I have prepared, and the calendar invite will goes by today itself. And okay, fine. If you can see, I have mentioned the group also. I have created a WhatsApp group also, 55, 56, 57, 58, and respective trainer has added in that particular group. And even Abhishek Patel, who is the head, he also has been added in that group. Even Narendra also has been added in that group. And suppose, for example, what you can do in a WhatsApp group, you trainer, please be active in that group. If the candidate is not like whatever, like he is not participating well, you can drop a message in a WhatsApp group, and what we'll do, Abhishek and me will do a top-up message on that particularly candidate, and it will be reported to the respective supervisors. So that's why we have created that WhatsApp group. Even whatever you will have to be mentioned there, if they are not serious, they're not doing well, you can mention that candidate name in that WhatsApp group, and we'll do a top-up with me and Abhishek, and we'll send to the respective supervisors like this candidate is not serious and whatever might be the reason. So that's why we have created that WhatsApp group. So we will be active on that WhatsApp group. Whatever conditions, whatever the seriousness is going on, whatever the thought which is there by the candidate, you have to be up to date in that WhatsApp group. I think everybody has been added. I have added that name also to your respective batches. I have added in that group. I think session plan clear. TTT also I have shared today. I think not me. I told to Narendra sir, we have shared the TTT link yesterday. TTT link. You can go through once again. If you have any doubt, please let us know. Contact me, and even Vidya is also there. And today TTT link also I'm going to share once the session is going to be complete. I think day 2 it will be on 14, right, Vidya ma'am, or 13, according to the session plan.
Day 2 will be 13.
13, okay, fine. तो डेट कल वाला के लिए टीटीटी लिंक मैंने भेज दिया हूँ जो कल हुआ था, and today's link I will be shared by today and today or might be tomorrow. Anybody have any queries, please?
Rintu, we would need the content, please. We've not received the content.
Yeah, absolutely. But Vidya, when it will be get the content? Is it got
Content
modified?
has already been shared with Shushmita.
Okay, Shushmita has not shared with me. Let me have a follow-up with him. Then.
Okay.
Day 1 and day 2 already has been updated, right? Content?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So I'll also have a conversation with Shushmita. I haven't got an opportunity to speak to her. So मैं अभी उससे पूछ लेती हूँ.
एक बार पूछ के मुझे बताइएगा. Yeah, fine. एक बार पूछ के मुझे बताइएगा. अगर हो गया तो you can drop, you can send me that. I will forward to the respective trainers. ठीक है?
ठीक है.
Okay.
Tomorrow same time.
Yeah, 10 o'clock we can do. We will go for it because 3:30 se
for the TTT. Please confirm, Shilpa, Shashwati, Anju.
I'm in a little doubt actually because I was scheduled to have a training tomorrow in the afternoon. I don't know if that will be preponed in the morning or not.
I think
so. I'll come to know that by today evening. Yeah,
I think Vidya ma'am, we have completed the TTT up to day 2, right? Day 3, day 4 we have left already.
Yes.
So we are going to TTT for day 3 and day 4 by tomorrow 10 a.m. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Correct.
So Vidya, keep it for 10 a.m. In case there is any problem, I'll let you know. I'll go through the recording and reach out to you in case I'm unable to.
तो रिंटू वैसे ही कल के लिए भी line up कर दो.
Yes.
Then tomorrow will be day 3 and day 4, right? TTT will be happen with Vidya?
Yeah.
Fine. So I will just update this calendar again for tomorrow. Fine. ठीक है.
And Vidya, we will connect offline for the day 1 tomorrow's training.
Yeah.
Because it's a merged batch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
ठीक है. चलो then.
Yeah. And you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Rintu.
Yeah, बोलिए. TTT लिंक आपको मिल गया ना, सुबह भेज दिया हूँ.
हाँ,
वो मिल गया। मुझे वो बता दो ना आपकी स्क्रीन शेयर करने के साथ पार्टिसिपेंट लिस्ट कैसे देख सकते हैं?
ओके फाइन फाइन, मैं अभी अपना स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ। लेट मी, okay, I think Shilpa also left, right? I should ask her like if she have any troubleshooting in chemistry or not. अब शेयर पे जब मैंने क्लिक किया, शेयर पे वहाँ पे देखिए दो ऑप्शन आता है, एक होता है स्क्रीन, एक होता है विंडोज, एम आई राइट?
कहाँ पे? एक स्क्रीन है, एक विंडो है, सही है।
हाँ, तो स्क्रीन पे मैंने क्लिक किया तो मेरा स्क्रीन आपकी विजिबल हो जाएगी।
तो फिर अब मुझे कोई प्रेजेंटेशन कैसे शेयर करना है?
हाँ, मैं बता दूँ। तो मेरा स्क्रीन पहले लेट मी शेयर। एक मिनट अंजुम, हेलो, हाँ विजय मैम।